Hey guys, so I'm here at the Dolly Sods Wilderness and we are backpacking. We're actually backpacking together for once, and this is actually going to be our first time backpacking with our dogs, so it's kind of an experiment. But this area is about 3 hours or so from where we live, and the drive out here was absolutely gorgeous. We were kind of shocked when we got out here. There's probably about 100 cars, although it is Labor Day weekend, and this place has become more and more popular over the years, but we were definitely shocked to see this many cars. So hopefully we'll actually be able to find some solitude once we get out on the trail. We're hoping to do about a 20-mile loop, and we're just doing one overnight, so 2 days of hiking, one night out in the wilderness. All right, so we're starting at the Bear Rocks trailhead, which is the popular trailhead, and heading into the wilderness, and we're gonna make a, like I said, 20-mile or so loop around the area, connecting a bunch of different trails. So one of the reasons that Dolly Sods Wilderness is kind of a popular spot is that it's really unique, and the whole Canaan Valley and Dolly Sods area, it's in West Virginia, so you'd be kind of expecting like an Appalachian Mountains type of ecosystem, but instead just the right factors combined, and it actually looks a lot more like southern Canada, like Ontario or northern Wisconsin, northern Michigan type of area. All those different types of plants are here. It's really cool. It is so gorgeous out here.
Just came from Bear Rocks Trail. We're going to go ahead and veer to the right. We came from that direction, across this beautiful meadow. Keep on Bear Rocks Trail for a little bit longer. Kind of sad. Trail keeps getting widened. Walk through the mud, people.
It was a little warmer out today than we expected, so the dogs needed a break. We just came off the trail a little bit and are hanging out in this nice little stand of trees. These are the most amazing lichens. We've reached Rocky Ridge, and the views are just incredible. You guys, this trail is amazing. It's just absolutely beautiful. Every corner that you come around, it's something new, a new landscape, something beautiful. Just love it out here. Is this normal? This pink stuff, is it natural? It's all over these rocks. If anybody knows, please leave it in the comments. So when I was doing some research to come out here and figuring out what trails we're gonna do, what I found online, a lot of people were complaining that the trails were just, overgrown and not marked and all that kind of stuff. And so far we haven't run into that. They're not blazed, that's true. The trails are not blazed, but there are signs at all the intersections. And so far, I mean, the trail is actually in really good shape. Alright, so a little change of plans. We had originally planned to do like 20 miles, so like 10 today and 10 tomorrow, which didn't seem like that big of a deal. But walking with our dogs, they are really slow. We are not the fastest hikers, but they are really slow. So you can't blame them. They have never been backpacking before, and they're middle-aged dogs, and honestly, Ruger has a little bit of arthritis in one shoulder too, so we're not trying to push him too far. But we are gonna cut it a little bit short. We're gonna find a trail, Harmon Trail I think is the next one, and cut down that and find a camp spot. And on top of that, we have been hearing thunder off in the distance, so I know it's coming for us. It's getting kind of dark out in front of us, and setting up in rain and dark isn't that much fun. So just gonna maybe call it a little bit earlier tonight, and then honestly, we are out here to have a good time this weekend. We're not about making miles or anything like that. It's just about being in the wilderness and having fun backpacking together. Definitely getting some fall colors already. Okay, so we did not beat the thunderstorm or the rain, but it wasn't a heavy rain, so it wasn't that big of a deal. And we finally found a campsite. We turned off of Harmon Trail onto Blackbird Knob Trail and found a campsite right after that. And so now we are just getting the tent set up and getting some food cooked. And I'm actually trying something new this time. We bought a food dehydrator, and so I've spent the past couple days dehydrating some food, and we are trying a black bean and salsa stew. She loves to eat sticks. Sequoia gets to carry the dog food. Alright, good morning everyone. We are getting back on the trail. I just broke camp. It was a pretty good night last night. Having dogs in your tent keeps you extremely warm. So it might have been chilly last night, but we didn't know it. I barely wanted even to be in my sleeping bag. It was pretty toasty, and they kicked me all night. But other than that, it was a good night. Woke up to some low-lying clouds and fog, and it kind of looks like it's going to rain today. But we are headed down to the creek, and we're going to fill up with water.
What you doing?
Filming this bush. There's so much color going on here. Yeah.
Were people right that Dobbin's grade was muddy?
They weren't kidding.
We've made it out of Dobbin's grade swamp, and using our state-of-the-art Sequoia depth gauge, we realized that the maximum mud extent reached approximately 1/2 leg.
We can compare in the Shire, Mr. Frodo.
So you guys, Dolly Sods Wilderness is amazing. We have seen just about every type of ecosystem out here. There's been deciduous forests, meadows full of wildflowers. There's been like boggy areas where you're bound to get your feet wet, and areas of high rocky ridges where there's like alpine plants, deep hemlock forests. It's absolutely incredible.
So we got about a half-mile road walk back to the car, and that'll complete our overnight trip to Dolly Sods. We threw the trip together pretty last minute, as in the day before we came out here we decided, hey, let's go to Dolly for the night. Perhaps foolishly, we didn't really draw the connection that it was Labor Day, and I never in my wildest dreams expected it to be as crowded as it was. It's pretty dispersely spread out inside the park, so people weren't crawling all over each other, but there's definitely full breadth of people, families, people backpacking, day hikers, a bunch of dogs, which is good. People are enjoying nature. Not so good because just in our minds we always envisioned Dolly to be very remote and wild, but nonetheless, awesome time. We talked to a local. He said, you come out during the weekday, you come out when the weather's bad, you'll get the place almost to yourself, and you'll get that wilderness experience. So to be continued. We will be back. It was very beautiful, very awesome.
All right, so in the end, our Dolly Sods adventure, we ended up doing about probably 12.5 to 13 miles, so not the 20 that we had planned, but it's totally okay. It was lovely out here, and like my husband said, we will definitely be back.
What do you think of...
Did you eat a bug?
What do you think of Rocky Ridge?
I think it's beautiful.
What do you think of Rocky Ridge? Speechless. What do you think of Rocky Ridge?